Okay, so what am I gonna review this week? Oh, I know. How about Warcraft? Ow. Sorry, mate, I had to do it because I have got to tell you about the movie that I saw. The Conjuring 2. Hi there, I'm TigerJ15, owner and proprietor of this channel. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm taking over the series for a while. Anyway, I went to a pre-screening of this movie, which means I got to see it before it came out in cinemas, which was pretty awesome. And if you want to know all about that, there's a link right above my head and down in the description below to a video called Tiger's Day Out, which explains everything. Anyway, this is interesting for me because this is the first horror movie I've ever seen in a cinema. And let me tell you about it. But first, let me mention that this is a non-spoiler review. Everything that was presented in the trailers already, I'm going to be discussing to the fullest extent of my ability. Okay? Okay, fantastic. First off, I never saw the first one, so I went in completely blind on this movie. So this was kind of a new experience for me, as I've never seen the first one, and never saw a horror movie in the cinema before, because forget that noise. So I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, and then we're going to wrap everything up into a nice, neat little bow. Sound good to you? Fantastic! Then let's get on with the good. So, first off, we have the returning characters, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly or not, return as the Warrens, the psychic couple that go around dealing with ghosts and demons and such. You know, it's nice to see both the characters struggle with their own problems, that being having a normal life, while also struggling to try and help this family, who there is basically nothing to suggest that anything is really going on to begin with. It's a good conflict, and it's nice to see these characters come together and sort of work through it. Another nice thing about the movie is I had no bloody idea what to expect. I expected a lot of jump scares, and well, I got a lot of jump scares. But aside from that, I didn't really know what was going on. There is a big plot twist. I'm not going to spoil it here because obviously non-spoiler review. But I will say I didn't see that coming. In the slightest. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's sort of like a roller coaster ride in that aspect. I had no idea what was going to happen to these characters that I was invested in. I had no idea whether their relationships would continue, whether the ghost would move on with his afterlife, you know, so on and so forth. I didn't know what was going to happen. And then the shit hit the fan. And holy crap, it was good. Another good thing about this movie is the atmosphere. Now, I know that atmosphere in movie theaters tends to be times by like 1,000 because you want to scream for your favorite character and you want to celebrate when the good guy wins and so on and so forth. Exact same thing with horror movies, because you want to avoid trying to scream like a girl, but you end up doing it anyway. But this film by itself manages to have very good atmosphere, moments of tenseness where you can't really see what's going to happen. Your mind's rushing at like 1,000,000 miles per hour and you don't know what to think. It's brilliant. Now for the bad. The only thing I could really think of was that I kind of knew where the movie was going. I know I just said I didn't know where it was going, but that was more in the grand scheme of things. On the small scale, I knew that this was going to happen, that was going to happen. I didn't know for certain, but I had an inkling of it, and it turns out my inkling was correct. So in some respects, the movie can be a bit predictable. But holy hell, is it a good movie? Do I like it? No, I don't like it. I love this movie. I want to go back and see the first one now because of this movie. I rate this movie 5 out of 5. The best score that I can give it, given this current scoring system. And I fully recommend that A, you either see it in cinemas, depending on where you live on the planet and if it's still actually in cinemas. And B, that if you can't see it in cinemas, wait until it comes out on DVD, because the tenseness, the atmosphere, the character development. I didn't even talk about the mother and children living in this big scary house being haunted by an old man ghost, a 72-year-old bloke. I didn't even talk about them, but they're also enjoyable if kind of in the background for the other main character, who's the youngest daughter. But go see this movie. Absolutely, 100%. I recommend it. 5 out of 5. I loved it. There you go. Review done. So that's it for me. I shall see you beautiful peoples of the internet later. Cheerio for now. There's something standing behind me, isn't there? Oh